Hello, Freedom Giants. On behalf of the Ambassadors of African Voices International, on behalf of the Global Freedom Board, I welcome you all into our year of ascendancy. Our year of ascendancy was brought forth at 9 p.m. Kenyan time, East African time, which is 12 a.m. GMT, because we wanted everyone to have a standardized revelation of what the theme for the year was. And I know we are all delighted to have this year as our year of ascendancy. We've walked from being a transformed anatomy to the ascension of Freedom Giants. And this is going to be a very phenomenal year, whereby there's going to be a liberation in the lives of all Freedom Giants. This is the year for Africa. This is the year for the African anatomy. This is our year. This is our time. This is our time of elevation. And there's going to be a transcendental rise in our continent. And Freedom Giants hold their course and hold their mission to ensure this breakthrough. First of all, welcome you all today. And I'm very delighted and humbled to be your lecturer for today and also be the first lecturer in the Freedom Calendar of African Voices International. Today's topic is themed the Amelioration in Ascendancy. The Amelioration in Ascendancy. You know, in African Voices International, our main aim and our main objective is always to see to amelioration everywhere. We want to always see that things are always getting better. Not getting better at a decreasing rate, but always getting better at an increasing rate. I want to see liberation, emancipation, total freedom, total emancipation everywhere. That's what we stand for. And we fight for this at Freedom Giants. When you look at our logo, you see the lion, which stands for we run. You see the sword, which stands for we fighting the battle. We always fight the battle to ensure freedom wherever we are. And you see the rainbow, which stands for God's promise for us. And you see the star, which stands for freedom. As we go through the process, as we roll and we fight the battle, everything will fall on our side for us to indeed be the stars of Africa. We are meant for this. We are meant for a time like this. We are meant for emancipation. We are meant for liberation. We should not hold down to this cause. We shouldn't resent on this cause. That's what I'm trying to imply. We should make sure that we are very, 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 very foundationally grounded very well for what assignment we carry. We are made for this Freedom Giants. Wherever you are, don't resign. Don't be low. Make sure that you are high enough to ensure this liberation agenda. You are made for this Freedom Giants. Yes. We've come a long way to be mute and be on the low. No, we don't have to be mute. This is our time. This is the time for Freedom Giants. This is the time for us to rise up and ensure liberation everywhere. We do not allow stupidity to thrive. We do not allow stupidity to have its course in our content. This is the time for us to fight for Africa. Wherever you are, this is our time of ascendance. This is the time for us to rise up and ensure that kind of change we want to see wherever we are. Yes. So I'll begin the lecture, and I believe that as I speak, we are all going to get a lot from what I speak and indeed go and put in the various inputs for the kind of Africa we want to see. So, as I said, you all know that indeed we always talk about amelioration everywhere we are. We are getting towards the course of amelioration. We want to see things getting better everywhere, in every country, in every district, in every nook and cranny of Africa. We want to see things getting better. In Nairobi, in Kenya, we don't want to see things only getting better in Nairobi. We want to see things getting better in every region in Kenya. In Ghana, we don't want to see things only getting better only in Accra. We want to see things getting better in every region in Ghana. We don't want to see things getting better only in Kampala, in Uganda. We want to see things getting better everywhere. We are fighting for the democratic cause. Now, that's what we stand for. And in this year, the amelioration we're going to see is going to thrive so much. Now, when we talk about ascendancy, what do we mean by ascendancy? Ascendancy is a form of amelioration. It's a form of amelioration which involves a transcendental rise in all areas of our function for the kind of growth we want to see. It's a transcendental rise. Transcendental rise. Transcendental means you surpass the limits. You overcome the limits. You break the limits. You overcome the limits from 0 to 100, from 100 to 200, from 300 to 600. From 600 to 1,200, from 900 to 1,800. It's a transcendental rise. You break the borders. You break every barriers. You break everything that has been said to cause your distraction, that has been said to keep you in prison, that has been said to make sure that you don't grow. You break them. That's what Freedom Giants are. We break all boundaries. We fight against all injustices. And in this freedom here, we are seeing a transcendental rise in all areas of our function. And as a result, we're going to see freedom in Africa and in every function of Africa. From agriculture to politics to sports to everything. We are made for this Freedom Giants. Freedom Giants are masterpieces. We are pace-setters. We are radicalists. We are liberationists. We are change makers. We are made for this. We are made for a time like this. And we don't settle for less. We don't settle for stability. Freedom Giants. We are made for more Freedom Giants. And this is the time for us to raise our shoulders and cause changes everywhere. Freedom Giants. Yes, this is our time. Wherever you are, don't settle for less. Don't settle for stability. because the responsibilities are everywhere. And it's up to us as freedom giants, who are the change makers, the pacesetters, the masterpieces, who are the game changers, who are the liberations, who are the revolutionists, to indeed radical this year and indeed ensure the needed changes we need to cause. Last year, we were there. This year too, we are there. We're not going back. We are made for more. Freedom giants don't settle for less. We don't keep mute. Never. We are always on the go as freedom giants. Yes, at every point in time. And in this year, there's going to be ascendancy, the ascendancy of freedom giants. This is a year for us to rise, for us to get up. This is our year, freedom giants. So wherever you are, if you've been sleeping, wake up. If you've also been working, do more. If you've been doing more, let there be a transcendental rise. This year, we are moving from 100 to 1,000. I mean, it's going to be a transcendental rise wherever we are. We must give our best freedom giants. That's how we will see the kind of change we want to see in Africa. Already, we can all see what has been happening in the beginning of the year. I'm very happy. I like how the Confederation of African Football is being organized. I like how things are taking place. I like how there's peace. And there's one thing I saw which I was proud of. I think from Algeria or Morocco, one of these countries. After every match, you could see their fans cleaning the stands, cleaning the stadium in which they were in, to ensure that there was sanitation at its peak. That's marvelous. We need to rise up. We need to play our own streets role. We don't need to put a blame on anyone. We need to play the role our own selves. We are made for this. And we must stand tall and ensure that kind of ambition we want to see. And this year, our modus operandi is for us to be radical. It's for us to be radical. This is the year for us to be radical. We have to be innovative. We have to bring forth raw techniques. We have to be revolutionistic. We need to indeed eschew the traditional ways of doing things, the old ways, the established frameworks, and bring forth revolutionistic changes that will indeed ensure a transcendental rise in all areas of functioning in Africa. That's what I'm made of. Yes. We need to see that indeed our GDPs, our ways of behavior, our ways of our characterizations, how we are productivity in Africa is at its peak. And it involves we being revolutionistic. You may be in senior high school, you may be in junior high school, and you feel you can be able to produce an automobile. Don't say that, how can I be able to get the finances? How can I be able to bring forth who support me? Start. Begin. There may be so many things against you, but rise up and cause that change. Rise up. And indeed, there'll be the time for us to see that indeed, as we have cars like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Corolla, we are also having phenomenal cars and more cars like how we have in Africa, like the Kantankas, like the Innocent Motors, and so on. Let us ensure double productivity in Africa. This is our year. As I said, ascendancy is a form of our which involves a transcendental rise in all areas of our function, in all areas, a transcendental rise. And if you all read and you all saw what went on 1st June 2024, when we brought forth the message for the 2024 film year, you saw the elements. And this year, there's going to be democratic and political stability. We must fight for that. He said there's going to be the resplendency of freedom giants. Freedom giants are going to shine everywhere. Freedom giants are going to shine like the sun. We're going to shine and be so bright everywhere. We're going to be seen and be the models of change everywhere. This is our time. This is our year ascendancy. We are going to rise. Freedom giants rise as kings and queens in your citizens. This is your time. This is your time, freedom giants. Don't settle for less. There's going to be the centralization of the African anatomy. This year, we are focusing on Africa. We are focusing on the image of Africa, on the identity of Africa. This is the year. This is the year for us to see all of this, freedom giants. And we do not settle for less. We do not allow nuisance to take place. This is the year for us to see the kind of thing we want to see. So wherever you are, freedom giants, you are made for a purpose. You are born for a reason. Your spirit could have been put in an animal, in a dog, in a donkey. But you are being placed in a human being. You are being placed in a human anatomy. And you are born for a reason. You are born at this point in time for a reason. So you better rise up and play your role. Be radical. The frameworks we have are meant to keep us on the low. They are neo-colonial frameworks. They are imperialistic frameworks. Yes. So even though we've gained independence, Some of these leaders are in their countries, in foreign countries, and their frameworks is what is being used to rule and control us. And frameworks that must be radical and exclude these frameworks and ensure the kind of liberation frameworks that ensure that there's equity, there's an egalitarianistic society wherever we are. We are made for these freedom giants. We are made for the democratic and world function, the democratic function of every freedom giant, of every person in Africa. And we cannot settle for less freedom giants. We are made for more freedom giants. Let us fight for this breakthrough wherever we are from giants. Yes. Let us fight for this breakthrough from giants. We don't want to see only a section of people thriving. We want to see everyone thriving, whether you're in a village, whether you're in wherever you are. We want to see that indeed everyone is enjoying very good and quality life. As of course, the changes wherever we are freedom giants. So we better rise up, freedom giants. This is our time. This is your time. This is my time. Yes. If you were there in Ghana, or you watched the video of the freedom dialogue we had in 2023, I think around June, where Ambassador Isaac was one of the speakers, he said that you don't expect things to change if you're not causing a change. You don't expect things to change. So if you want things to change, then you have to also cause a change. You have to play your honors. That's what Ambassador Kwabena from the Ghanaian Anatomy said. You have to play your part. You're from giants. You know, African Voices International operates on the structural anatomization process. That's what we operate on. That's our philosophy, the structural anatomization process. That's our philosophy. And, you know, I just want to just talk about this. We all know this, but let me just highlight on something small. You know, the human anatomy, the body. We have the head, we have the eyes, the nose, we have the mouth, we have various parts of the body that which forms who the human being is. In the head, we have the cerebellum, the medulla oblongata, the cerebrum. We have various parts of the head. We have our eyes, we have nose. Now, if a particular part of the human anatomy is not functioning well or fails to perform well, it will lead to an inefficiency in the total function of that human body. So if maybe probably my medulla, my cerebrum, my medulla oblongata, if my respiratory tract is not functioning well, if my eyes is not functioning well, if there's something that's not functioning well, it will lead to an inefficiency. As freedom giants, you must understand what I'm trying to say. Each part plays a requisite role in the total functioning of the human anatomy. That's how as freedom giants, we operate on the structural anatomization process. That means that in Africa, all of us play a requisite role in the total function, in the applicable function of ourselves. If we want success, if we want victory, if we want freedom, then we are all supposed to play a part. So Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Lesotho, we all have to play a part for the kind of Africa we want to see, for the kind of one Africa we want to see. Yes, so whether you're from the Basotho anatomy that's Lesotho, whether you're from the Nigerian anatomy that's from Nigeria, whether you're from the Ghanaian anatomy that's from Ghana, whichever anatomy you are in, you must play your part. We're also all supposed to interrelate and interdepend on each other for the kind of change we want to see. We must be revolutionistic. From giants. Yes. This policy that was implemented when African Voices International was formed back then as a movement is what we are thriving on. We brought this philosophy for a reason, because we all want all of us to be united. And in this year, we are expecting new people to be freedom giants. And we must all interrelate and depend upon each other for the kind of change we want to see. Because, you know, the enemy has the operation of dividing us so that he can be able to conquer us. And if we are in divisionism, how do we expect to thrive? We must be united. We must be able to interrelate and depend upon each other. So maybe you're from Nigeria, you have something that's phenomenal, you help. Ghana, Kenya, something that is phenomenal, I help. We all play our requisite roles as freedom giants. Yes. And in this year, if we make sure that we are very, 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 very tactical in the plans we put in place, things will be very phenomenal as freedom giants. Now, in this year of Ascendancy as freedom giants, as I'm speaking, we are to break the chains. We are supposed to break every chain. We've been transformed. We are well built. Now we have to break every chain. Whatever trajectory, whatever phenomenon that has been put down, which is making us walk in mediocrity, making us walk in stupidity, we must break all of those things, because we're not born to thrive in mediocrity. No, we want freedom everywhere. We want freedom for a particular group of people. We want freedom for everyone. And we must break every chain. This is the year that we must be radical and break every chain. There are chains in our societies that are killing us. You all know the chains: racial discrimination, xenophobism, corruption, and all of these. They are chains And if we don't radically stand against them, they'll move from generation to generation, and things will always be very, very, very bad. So we must rise as freedom giants and ensure that we break all the chains. Now, the main change that this year, I want us to highlight on hegemonies and political subjugations. Hegemonies and political subjugations. When we talk about hegemonies, this is when one class or one race of people wants to dominate over another race or class of people. So maybe we have ethnic group A, I don't want to mention any name, and ethnic group A wants to dominate over ethnic group B. And normally in this kind of enslavement, the minority is made to acclimatize to this enslavement. It's made to acclimatize to this dominionship. And as a result, they acclimatize to whatever policy, whatever priority they bring in place, whether it's good or bad. And that is very, very stupid. It's very stupid. We must ensure that there's freedom and liberation everywhere. We just don't go in for anything. No. You may be in a political party, and in this political party, maybe if you're not from this tribe or this ethnic group, you can't stand as a political candidate. We must fight against all of those nuisances. Yes, you may be in a particular country, and in that country, it's only this group of tribes that thrive. That is nuisance. We must eschew all those concepts that have been put in place, freedom giants. We must radical and eschew all of them. Yes, there must be an egalitarian society. This is a time whereby indeed every region is supposed to have maximum sufficiency. If you're in any country, it's not only the capital and certain regions that are supposed to have maximum economic sufficiency. Every place is supposed to be more decentralized. Yes. Courage in the hands of just a few people, but we must extract indeed freedom thrives for all as freedom giants. We must break every chain, freedom giants. Can't you see? We must break every chain, freedom giants. Those are two for nuisance, freedom giants. You are made for more. You are made for something, freedom giants, and we must indeed this year we must ensure that there's freedom everywhere, freedom giants. Yes. Political subjugations are also forms of enslavement, whereby indeed people also in the same way also want to dominate over each other. Yes. So they feel that they have what it takes. And that's why they want power to be in their hands. It could be dictatorial, it could be altruistic, but they want power to be in their hands and they want to be ruling over others. They want to be selfish. And in this year, we must be radical and ensure that all these kinds of enslavements are ending. Wherever you are, don't settle for less freedom giants. Don't settle for less freedom giants. This year we're going to be talking about a lot of things. And I just want to highlight on a few things. Let us get the perspective from which we want to speak out this year. Wherever you are from, you are made of more from don't settle for stupidity. You have to be radical and ensure that you break every chain that is set on you this year. We form the kind of progression we want to see. If we don't rise up, Africa will still be the way it's supposed to be. Now, structural and transformation process, how we do things. That from anatomy, we want all of us to be interdependent and relate upon each other. In the world, we want to function as a global anatomy, whereby indeed Africa is not seen as a slave to other continents, but we are all seen as respectable continents. Yes, that's how we want to see ourselves. We want Africa to be respected just like Europe, just like Australia, just like every continent. Yes, and we must be radical and fight for this. We must fight as a global anatomy, whereby indeed we all relate upon each other. Each continent interrelates and depends upon each other. Not other continents seen us as a minority or seen us as their dogs. No. If there are trade deals that are going on between that continents and African continents, in the African continent, they must be fair trade deals. They don't come and take our resources and they have 70% of their share and we have just 30% or 25% or less of their shares. Come on. We must be radical and fight for ourselves, freedom giants. This is the time for us to build our own land. This is the time, freedom giants. This is the time for us to fight for our breakthrough. And one of the people that I always follow is someone like President Kagame, who has been radical enough and he doesn't care who says this or what about him. And that is why Rwanda is where they are. And I entreat all African presidents to follow the lives of people like President Kagame. Yes. And of course, someone like Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. We must think well. We must think of the legacy we are leaving behind. Not a legacy for our selfish schemes, but a legacy for the continuation of Africa's sovereignty. freedom giants. We must understand this. We then not settle for less, freedom giants. Wherever you are, don't settle for less. Break the chains, freedom giants. Break the chains. Why do you have to break the chains, freedom giants? Because you are made for more, freedom giants. You are made. You don't have to be where you are. No, that's not who you are. You are made. You are meant to be at the top. At the top. And you can't be where you are. A lot of Africans are okay where they are because they feel that they are sufficient and things are well wherever they are. So they won't just be there. They don't care the change they are in. But no, your sufficiency is not only for you, it's for the masses to break the chains. Even if you are thriving under a subjugation, under a hegemony, because maybe you are being given money, you are being catered for, you must know that if things are not favoring the person who's oppressing the oppressor, he or she can just get you out of his sight at any point in time. You can be killed. So break the chain from giants. Break the chain from giants. You are made for more from giants. Break the chains. Ensure your sovereignty. Ensure your sovereignty from giants. You are a star from giants. You are stars. And I don't want to even address this lecture much from giants because from giants are already from giants and we are very from now. And I want to even congratulate our film legends for 2023. That's film legend Maxwell Akerebo, who was from the Nigerian Anatomy, film legend Lois Inwomba from the Cameroon Anatomy, film legend Onyabo Angela Kura Iwasen, who is the CEO of An Anatomy Nigeria, film legend Cisco Itata from the Malawian Anatomy. I want to congratulate all of you for the good things you are doing, for the marvelous things you are doing, for how now you all have been. And also, Onyabo Hip Motebe. You are doing phenomenal. Freedom Giants are doing phenomenal. We are doing well. And we have to campaign for more people to be like this. So this lecture is even for the populace and for the masses. That's why we have to share the link to people to listen to what we are saying. We must break the chains. You go to a school, and in the school, you are thriving. You are thriving, and your lecturer is favoring you. If only you would try and be under him in a particular way. From giants, break the chains. From giants, be radical and ensure from wherever you are. From giants, you see parliamentarians campaigning and they are campaigning stupidly, and at the end they'll give you this, they'll give you that, they'll give you this. If only you campaign for them, why things are not going well in the society? Break the chains, even if you have to live in the gutter. I'm just trying to just give a quote. Live in the gutter rather than being enslaved for years. This is the time for us to rise freedom giants. This is the time for us to rise freedom giants. This is the time for us to fight for our freedom giants. This is the time for us to fight for our freedom. You know, from the Marxist perspective, whereby the rich feed on to the poor, and the rich keeps on exploiting the poor all the time. But I guess what time whereby the poor are like, no, we have to fight for our sufficiency. Yes, we have to fight for our sufficiency. You can't be exploited all the time, and as you are being exploited, you feel that it's normal, it's okay, as well as I still have this by me. So, okay, no, from giants. Do you know who you are? From giants, you are made of more from giants. This is the time for you to rise up from giants, to play your magnificent role from giants. And let's keep glued to what we have in for the film year 2024. It's going to be a very marvelous year. So be glued, go listen to the lectures. And if you're not a member of African Voice International, I entreat you to register and be a member. You could send an email to avi_changemakers at AOL.com. avi_changemakers at AOL.com. And we'll get back to you. And we'll let you know how to go through the whole processes. Be a freedom giant of change, freedom giants. Let us ensure that we ensure this kind of amelioration this year. We must ascend to who we truly are, freedom giants. Don't settle for low. Don't be on the low, freedom giants. You are made for more freedom giants. So rise up, radical, and make up a freedom giants. I greet you all and I say, freedom, African Voice National, freedom in Africa.